Hello everyone, and welcome back to Malts and Meeples, where we're going to be diving in yet again to Stars of Akarios. And again, dealing with planet exploration, like I said in the comments. So this is the second time doing planet exploration. The first time was in the prologue, which I tend to think that one is pretty on rails as for what they expect you to do. From what I've seen of this one, and to give an idea, scenario or the stuff starts on page 24 and continues through page 34 of all the different story bits we can find. We basically have our choices from last time. We could go to the Sparks headquarters or check out a local cantina to the east. I'm leaning towards the cantina because that seems like more fun. Drink. Got an old-fashioned on hand here. Aztec chocolate bitters doing good work. So let's get down to the table here. And you can see right here we have our starting location. I'm assuming, even with the fact that this is the first thing that happens, first spot we go, we are starting by looking at 70. Okay, nothing happens here. Basically, this is something that can happen the more we interact with the sparks, which is nice. Glad we don't have anything there yet. And we want to start by heading east. Of course, I have to reset everything here. Start out, flip the characters, get our stats back. Health. Stress. And I believe for 2 characters, I want to say, to remember how much energy we have. 9 energy. It's interesting that it doesn't scale, super well. It feels like, it just feels like there's, more that you can do with more people. Granted, the die are a limiting factor here. So, let's start. Doesn't really matter who does this. We're just trying to avoid rolling stress for that one. For number 3, explore and move. Ooh, there's something with strength over there. We're looking for a bar. But I want Dearden to come along here. No problem. And I want him to do a strength test of 2. He already has 2 strength, which means only rolling a single die here. Remember, we're garbage at the hearts. doesn't really matter what he rolls. We get number 20. There's a charm event. Good news for us. An isolated house stands alone. It appears as though no one has been there for a while. The door lays flat on the ground. The housing effects inside strewn about. Clearly someone was looking for something. Did they ever find it? Perkins notices a floorboard that is more worn and stressed than the others around. It appears slightly raised. Hey, come help me with this. With some pressure applied, it is easy to feel the floorboard's tongue and groove slide it out. The space below, you find a cache of 10 credits. Oh yeah, forgot to take down our energy for the day. And since this was Gearden who was doing it, only he gets the 10 credits. And one of the interesting things here with this that will kind of be new for this time is we're going to run across people, things like that. Ooh, there was number 16 there. Immediately forgot to do that. Something appears unnatural about the tree in front of you. The branches are not moving in the wind. Some are actually protracting to prevent you from passing. Other branches are withdrawing to reveal a small door in the tree's trunk which automatically opens. Stairs go down below the earth and into darkness. A year, short even for their standards, emerges. I recognize your insignias, Akarios Institute. Listen, I've been looking for a way off this rock. The infighting here is ridiculous. I'm handy as a mechanic and an engineer. He waves his hands towards his tree, home as proof. Will you have me? Ooh. Now, this is actually determined by some of what we've done before. We don't have a choice to make here, actually. We basically say we don't want him there. Because we made the choice to hand over the other person looking for refuge to the Sparks. Had we kind of stayed as a pacifist side, we could have had an option. Well, let's have Violet Ray. Oh, man, it's just 2 of anything. Gets that 7. I don't know what else we can do there, but I want to see. We've avoided stress thus far. And number 7. Fortunately, I can't get it that much closer. Jarek is a lush and vibrant, or has a lush and vibrant topography. For a moment, it's easy to forget that it is in the middle of a civil war until you look closer at the trees. Hastily built platforms are there. Some of them are scored by blaster marks. It appears this was the site of an ambush, and the other side fought back. Let's continue going east. And then Garden will join us. I really don't know how big this map gets because this is a really big stack of cards. We're going to have Gearden do number 21. There is no red thing. I forgot to do on that one. Nope. You have reached the cantina. Yes or no? Let's go with yes. I want to get into the story here. We're going into the cantina. This is at least going to give us some information, probably about more of what we want to do. If you have Ronin Assassin, skip to story part 2. We do not. Judging by your faces, most of the people are having second thoughts once you walk in. The clientele of this particular cantina aren't the sort of people you'd want to run into in a dark alley. Not if they weren't on your side. Maybe even if they were. Soul isn't bothered at all. He eagerly finds a booth and signals someone over for some drinks. In a good mood, he starts to chat with the server. So, where's the action around here? The waitress cocks her eyebrow towards him. Are you sure you know what you're asking? She looks towards the back, where a figure is just about hidden in the shadows. He gives a nod in return and waves you towards a private room in the back. The waitress eyes you warily. You'll probably wish you hadn't. You all crowd into a relatively small room. The woman in charge is already seated, an accomplice on either side of her. She is tall by your standards, you are, and definitely in control of the room. The 2 guards watch the door. She seems to be the only one who is relaxed. Come in, make yourselves comfortable. Once you've all managed to squeeze into the seat, she continues. I'm sure that you're wondering why you were summoned here. To put it succinctly, I believe that there are opportunities between us for mutually beneficial business arrangements. I am nothing if not motivated by good financial choices, and I believe that I can figure out what motivates you, Akarios Institute. She smiles to herself, apparently pleased with this introduction. Your reputation is known to us. A terrible tragedy to happen to a planet. Terrible. I am sorry to hear of it. She makes a melodramatic show of grief, with the back of her hand to her forehead and a single sob that borders on parody. Now that is over, let's talk brass tacks, shall we? The Akarios Institute has a particular set of skills. As for myself, I represent a small group of enterprising contractors. Her compatriots remain quiet and expressionless throughout the exchange. What we do have, though, is information, the sweetest currency there is. In particular, we know of a transport vessel on its way to the Jarek Central Bank, a transport that does not have the sort of security detail it is accustomed to. How terrible that corners have been cut as a result of civil strife. She notes your discomfort at the idea. My friends, don't be such prudes. This is blood money, paid by Dr. Zane to some other competing Ronin interests. We simply wish to divert their funds to more deserving parties. Besides, we also know other things, such as where the Sparrow is stationed. This is not a threat, merely facts. Play your cards right, and there will be a position in the guild waiting for you. You are free agents, after all. Saul shifts uncomfortably in his chair. Rather than getting a consensus from the group, he follows his guts. Well, guess we have a deal. What can we call you? You may call me Miss Director. Those in the Guild call my group the Red Panic. Alright, so we gain here Ronin 1. And I need a piece of paper, actually. Do I have one? Yes, I do, somewhere down here. Because we've come across this first thing that I was kind of telling you about. And I'll explain it in a second when I get back. The concept is pretty simple. And I'm going to find a blankish spot in here. Stars of Akarios. So we have, what do we want to call this? I think this would be, we'll call it Bank Heist. / Ronin. And it's Scouting 49, location V-5.3. So I believe that means Veritas card 5.3 is going to have location 49 to scout on it. That looks like that. That's where that storyline ends for us. For right now. Let's set this off to the side. Probably should find a quieter chair to sit in. All my chairs are fairly noisy right now. And so that's number 1 here. We've kind of gotten a little bit of a story choice. And I think if we wanted to, we could probably head back to the ship. My guess is, and I'm just going to glance at this, because I think it is relevant. Or I can go back to 69 over here, go back into space, do a mission, come back here, sort of things. We're reaching the point where this world is really branching. I could also go up somewhere over here to the Sparks headquarters. Or I could just continue to explore around and see what there is here. I'm at least going to do a little bit more exploring with the energy I have. All the dice are back. Of course, stress. But we're going to look here at number 22. 21 was in the bar. A small temporary stand is set up behind the cantina. The Ur who is standing next to it gets your attention. You look like people with a purpose. Don't get caught unawares during these unprecedented times. Be prepared for every eventuality. He pulls back a musty drape to reveal his wares. Everything costs one more, but we have weapon upgrades. 10 through 19. That's a little bit further down the line. I want to see what they are, at least. Targeted bomb. 2 things. And kind of an area in front. Hits for 3. I don't think actually usable by any of us. So none of those are. But supply charge gets us a supply. And I mean, hits 2 things in a pretty nice area. Quick attack. Ooh, that one is tempting. Pierce. But it's only 1. I'd like something a little bit more. We have a couple of quick attacks. Shard launch. Push. If you use a stress die, you can hit another thing. Argonaut could take that. Breaching shot. Energy explosion. Doesn't hit for much, but has some solid negative effects. Stun shot, similar to the long shot, but I like the long shot better. Yeah, I like the long shot better for sure. Hull steel. Hit for 3, regain 2 hull. Ooh. 40 for that. But to swap that in for burst fire, hits the same number, a little bit less adjacent, but to be able to heal up the hull on Gierden and the Argonaut, that is tempting. Flashing light. Solid, but I don't think one I'd buy. Yeah. Gierden. I believe we have, like, once you own a weapon, you can put it in, or you can swap it out, depending on what you want for the scenario. So I'm just going to layer them in right now. But hull steel with Gierden, that is going to be real nice for him as a tank. So we got our shopping done here. Spent 2 out of all the dice. Let's go up 1. Like some of these, it doesn't actually matter what you roll. I'd like to find like one more lead towards something. So I'm going to do 31 here with Garden. Because I think right now, if I'm guessing anything that's, well, never mind. I was going to say I might have just guessed opposite of what it is, but I think it cost a little bit more. I expect we'll get something decent. The din and the noise tip you off before you see the sign. Welcome to the races. Saul's face immediately lightens up. Oh, we're definitely having a look at this. You assent by reluctantly following. Saul enthusiastically greets the gatekeeper. Hello, my good man. What sort of racing do we have here? The gatekeeper responds with a sleepy drawl. Tourists, huh? Well, today we've got the National Jarrett Cup, celebrating the unification of our people. Seems like a big joke given everything going on. You only find diehards inside. The smart ones stay home, but the odds are good. Do you enter? Yes or no? Yeah, we're entering. I mean, why wouldn't we enter? We're here. Let's find out what's going on. What you find are people scattered around the stadium and the racers milling below, getting ready for the next race. The races are hover chariots being pulled by unique three-legged animals that must be native to Jarek. An over-enthusiastic PA announcer blares through the speakers. Less than 5 minutes to race time. Get your bets in! Saul saunters over to the betting window, assesses the board, strokes his chin as though he has any insight as to whom he should bet on. Where to spend your money. Lose 5 credits. Oh. Well, let's write this down, because this requires a die roll. And we can drop... Oh, I guess this is just Garden here. So Garden's down to 25 credits. And... I don't need to write this down. Let's pick here. We have Musktown, strong favorite. 1 stress, you win 10 credits. So you lose 5, get back. Plus an additional 5. King Bezos, favorite. 2 attack. Win 15 credits. Godard, neutral. Move 2 and a wild. Branny, long shot, 2 stress. Maverick, complete underdog, 3 wilds. That could be 40 credits if we bet on Maverick, but we're going with a long shot here. For 5 credits, we're going 2 stress. Come on, 2 stress. Doesn't affect me, so... Absolute garbage there. The winner, King Bezos. Yeah, we make no money off of that. Garden's going to come, or not Garden, but Violet Ray. It's going to come up here. And then either of them can explore number 10. So should Violet Ray have come up there? Nah, Violet Ray is going to 19. Oh, fun. Just straight up. Only thing on here. Must have hit the edge of the map. 42. There's nothing of any consequence here. A body of water and a rock face as far as you can see. Return there. Well, then let's go up. And Gierden can deal number 10. Up here. So, I know the Dice Tower, Tom Vassal didn't love this part. Chris Yee enjoyed the planetary exploration. Neither of them were super keen on the space exploration, which, I mean, I think is a little bit fair. It seems like there's less going on there. I'm enjoying this planet exploration a lot, just because, I mean, there's so many things I can check out. A group of elders is sitting around conversing. Scattered nearby are some other citizens. They appear to be sharing stories, perhaps to help put their present difficulties in perspective. One of them addresses your group directly. You look like a well-traveled band of adventurers. Perhaps you could share some of what you've seen. No, thank them for the offer and carry on your way. Or, yes, you may lose 1 energy and regain all action dice before reading below. It's costing energy. And that's tough. No, we're not going to do it this time. I think if we come back, I mean, it's something we can do. We can come back here. There's nothing that's going to change the story, but I want to spend my actions here, such as gaining stress, to check out number 20. Why am I checking out 20? When there's a cliff here. Because I'm an idiot. 51. I'm assuming that's just going to send me right back. Or worse. You look out over the water and see some wildlife going by. A single fisherman on a boat. The wind blowing through the tall grass on the other side. You can almost forget your problems standing here. However, those problems aren't going anywhere. That's actually really interesting that, like, they're building out this edge of the map, which maybe, I mean, just kind of tracking the dark water, maybe there's something up here. I'm not sure I'm going to check that out right now. Put the dice I haven't used up here. Use 1 to check out 6. Ooh. Several points of interest here. Looks like maybe a group there at 26. Let's check out 26. Oh, stress. But you're kind of guessing at what's on the map here. It's been a long, hot day as you walk around. A small nearby pond, okay, yep, I see that, looks idyllic. Continue exploring. Oh, will you drink the water to replenish your energy and health? Yes. A nearby year notices you stoop to the pond and stops you. You don't want that. That's fed by underground runoff from a nearby farm. Lots of animal waste in that water. Here, have some of mine. Gain 2 energy. And 1 health. Well, we're already full health, so it doesn't do us that much good. Let's get Garden over here. It's not something we can do over and over again. So Garden is going to do another stress. 25 or 30. Doesn't really matter which one I pick. Let's do 25. 25 looks like it's something that was dropped. Several young year males are loading crates onto a transport in a rush. The hurried loading job is very sloppy. When they spot you, they hop on the transport and leave without a word. As they speed off, several crates fall to the ground. These containers appear to be government property. Inside the boxes you find some credits. 10 credits. Garden, you're getting money back. After Saul's gambling with your money. Then I have 1 die left, the Violet Ray. We're going to use that to just move to 2 over here. Ho ho ho. Garden, buddy. And Violet Ray, 3 and 8. Yeah. Before we leave, we're going to be dealing with those. Might be tricky, though. Oh, and there is something here immediately. I remembered for once. Each pilot moves to card 2, and the round ends. Begin new round. And go to 17. And it's north, but not west. Regardless of your intentions, you don't make it far before the fighting heads your way. It's all you can do to find a decent hiding spot behind a building. Saul climbs a few stairs of a fire exit to get a better vantage point. Both sides are entrenched across the street from one another. Gunfire between them is constant. Both sets of combatants are pinned behind their makeshift barricades. Saul sucks the air through his teeth and sounds uncertain. Not sure there's much we can accomplish here. They both look like they're holding their positions well. Ah! Please, stop! I'm a medic! Let me through! Looking across the combat zone, you see a small figure hiding between 2 vehicles that are long past being drivable. It does appear to be a medic, protecting a crate of supplies. They're caught in a crossfire, unable to go backward or forward. Saul pulls the group into a huddle. Looks pretty hairy out there. Do we try and save the medic, or retreat to safety? Ignore the battle. Move aisle pilots to card 4. No, we're going to rescue the medic. It takes a moment for everyone to agree that the medic needs to be rescued. Approach from the other end of the street isn't an option. It'll likely take too long, and there's no guarantee that it's safer. You're going to have to work your way through the combat zone. Make your way through the fight to get to the medic and get them out of danger. Go to 5. Ooh, choose your own adventure time here. Let's take another sip. A few options make themselves clear to you as you quickly scan the area. Pick up debris to use as a shield. Sneak like a shadow. Disguise yourself in the uniform of a fallen combat. Walk bravely in the middle of the street, hoping no one will shoot you. Well, that one seems stupid. I don't think this is a time for wardrobe change. Nor do I think Garden or Violet Ray, though I'm not completely sure what the year exactly look like here. So I don't think Violet Ray is a year. She is quite tall. And Garden seems to be more of a rock folk. They're talking about him being small. So I'm guessing probably not. I'm looking at the different people here. My guess is these are the year. Don't know why. Nothing that says they are. That's my guess. We're gonna sneak. Sneaky times. Oh. What are the symbols? We do have Dex with Violet Ray. We have Strength with Garden, so we're going to 45. Picking up debris with Garden might have worked. There is some cover available, which will allow you to get closer to the medic. Timing your moves correctly, quickly, and sticking to the shadows will be crucial to your survival. So we need movement or wilds, and we're looking to add our dex to this. So we're going to roll 2. Easy peasy for Violet Ray. She's through. And I want to double check, because I'm pretty sure that's per character. Okay. So, and we're going to spend 3 for Garden. So it means that our check, instead of being so it's a dexterity check of 3 for one character, but all the characters are here. So it becomes a dexterity check of, 6, but we're already at 4 because of Violet Ray. So we're rolling 3 for Garden. And that's enough with that stress to get through. The stress of sneaking to this spot left you exhausted. You have managed to make it within a handful, very exposed steps of the medics. Each pilot loses an energy. Ooh, I like this mechanic here. And we regain all our dice. So it was worthwhile to spend the dice there to make sure we got the success, because we got everything back. Go to 6. Your adrenaline is causing your heart to race. You are so close to the medic now. They just need to look up. A few moments to catch your breath, and you're ready to assess the situation. You notice that the fighting is moving closer. You think the medic can hear you over the gunfire if you yell. Over your shoulder, you see a your citizen huddled and afraid in the corner. How did you not see them? When you approached this spot. So we can call out to the medic and provide cover. Probably the safest for us option. We can make a dash for it to get to the medic. Probably the safest for the medic option. Or we can talk to the stranger, which could be a complete red herring. Which is why, precisely, we are going to do it. Alright, come on, 49. Give me something here. Don't be a red herring. You crawl up to the stranger. A young Ur is scared, but unhurt. If he stays here, it will only get worse for him. They seem too frightened to be responsive. Tell the Ur to stay put. Will you go get the medic? Or convince the Ur to make their escape while you cover? We would need 6 charm. So with the dexterity, it wasn't that bad because we needed 6 dexterity but started with a base of 2. Currently, our charm levels 0. So I could roll all 8 dice, hoping for 6 move, wild, or stress. Which I mean, it's 60. The odds of rolling that on 4 dice, so the odds of getting 3 of those symbols on 4 dice is actually pretty high. The reason it's pretty high is that it is on 2/3 of the sides. So every single die I roll has a 67% chance to land on that. However, if I roll 2 here, I can't roll 2 here. Can't even roll 1 here. I have to have this be fully like that doesn't work. That doesn't work. It would have to be a combination where all 4 are 1, 2 on the other, if we end up with 2 somewhere. And there's the risk. I want to save them though. Let's try it. We're doing it. We're rolling all the dice. We have to roll all the dice. Alright. We got 3. Garrison. We got 0. If only one of us had been here, that would have been great, but this is a spot. So, we just lose energy, which, I mean, we're going to have to head back to the ships now after this, and we go back to 6 to make another choice. We can either make a dash for it, or we can try and call them over. We're going to try and call them over. You call out to them, or call out to the medic. You will have to be very loud and give away your position for the medic to hear you. If you provide cover fire, it should allow the medic to get a better hiding spot on your side of the street. Without hesitating any longer, you shout for him to get moving, immediately followed by your team unleashing cover fire in all directions. All pilots must complete the action. If any pilot fails, the medic dies. Oh, I'm glad that we did this. So, we have 4 dex and 4 strength. I'm assuming I'm getting the dice back. So this one, I need yellow. I got it. I gained stress, but that's okay. This one, I need strength. What's the rules here? Can I re-roll? I know there's a rule about re-rolling. Re-rolling that pool. The odds of that roll are much higher than the odds of the other roll Garen got. Okay, 2. I only needed 2. So we're just committing those dice. Do it. We succeed. Each pilot loses an energy. Garriden's down to 2. That is not good. Start taking health. And it's climbing the stress track already too. And go to 59. The shots seem to come from everywhere. You take too many hits before stumbling. No, that doesn't seem right. 58. You've made it to the medic, but this spot isn't safe. You quickly guide him out of danger, away from the fighting. He pants and wheezes as he expresses his gratitude. Thank you. I never would have made it out of there without your help. The medic quickly sees the injuries you've picked up, efficiently tending to them in a few minutes. Who are you with? No, wrong voice. Who are you with? Saul asks quizzically. He doesn't do quizzical. I'm sorry. Saul is not a quizzical man. Well, that was quizzical for Saul. The medic regards you suspiciously. Neither side. These are medical supplies are for whomever needs them. I was treating any wounded citizens I could. I heard reports of... A sudden high-pitched gunshot rings out and the medic collapses. Saul springs into action, shouting, "Sniper! Get down!" Carefully peering out, a figure can be seen running from a building at the far end of the street. Whoever did this, they deliberately targeted the medic. None of us. You with me? Saul asks as he starts running towards the sniper's location. Everybody's here, so for how I read this, each character gains 10 credits, both here. And this has been an action that they've both had to do. Then, everybody gains, for the modifier deck, and this is the part that is that has me thinking, are you sure? That card. -1 stress card. That is huge. Like, that is one thing I really, really like about this game is the stress track. The fact, as you get more stress, like, you can pump it up really high. You can do those high risk, high reward maneuvers with the stress die. Some of the things even have extra bonuses for the stress. Like, you use a stress die on the flip and burn, you rotate before or after your move. Same with a flank. But you're constantly creeping up that and you're adding in more misses. So to get a -1 stress, that is good. That is really, really good. Heal your pilots to full health. Check and check. We haven't taken any damage. And this is the huge one. Back up to full energy. So I'm assuming this is kind of, well, if you're going to go to the towards the sparks, this is probably the route you're going to go. It's north and west. It says northwest. My brain is going to be like, okay, let's go north first. North, we immediately hit 4. Even if I'm thinking about, okay, I'll send somebody else west, everybody's getting pulled to that location because of that event. All right. Go to 18. All right. What do you do? Move all pilots onto card 4 and continue towards the Sparks headquarters. I think, okay, maybe we only pulled them in because everybody was adjacent. Catch the shooter. We are catching the shooter. He's a medic. You killed a medic. I don't care what side you're on. You are going down. The sniper is at a full sprint. You're in close pursuit. They seem to be heading away from the heavy fighting in the downtown district. You recognize the area. You're nearly back to the landing bay complex where you started the day. Could he have a ship here? You're gaining ground on him when he rounds the corner of a wide promenade. A couple of soldiers are milling about here. The sniper yells at them as he runs by. His words are lost in the wind, but by the way he's pointing at you, it's probably not complimentary. The soldiers raise their weapons and open fire. You can't help but notice they all wear the uniform of the government forces, or the establishment, as you've heard them called. While you take cover, the runner ducks into a nearby hangar bay. By the time you drive off the soldiers, you can see his ship starting to lift off. You were so close. Unexpectedly, your frustration is interrupted by Saul's laughter. He says, "Oh, don't be so miserable. Yes, he's got to his ship. But on the upside, it seems he parked only 2 hangars from us." Saul jerks his thumb over his shoulder, indicating the hangar you left earlier today. The sparrow slightly visible over the low wall. You all turn and run towards your hangar. To continue, Scout 16 on V3.3. So, we'll call it Medic Sniper. Move all pilots to number 1. And so first, we're just going to spend, well, we have all our dice. We're going to go to 69 here. Go to scenario 15 or go to space exploration if all pilots use this action. First things first, we're going to do something insane here. We're spending 16 credits. 16 credits from Garrison, because he's the money spender. 45, 35, 29 credits left. Fully resupply the Sparrow. Ooh, yeah, we're doing this. Because we're hitting the market here. So engine, 0 through 1, or 1 through 10, excuse me. Weapons, 1 through 9. Tech, 1 through 13. Ship upgrade. $50 credits. Or -1 trauma for 20 credits. There's no trauma slot for the Sparrow. Or the squad, I should say. Violet Ray is going nuts here. We're doing all Violet Ray, most likely. Sparrow upgrades 1 through 5. I don't even know how Sparrow upgrades work. Looks like maybe they set on top 40 credits. All pilots starting hull is okay. +1. I mean, that looks like it's supposed to be shield. +1 shield. Okay. They use hull to mean any sort of defense here. All pilots starting shield is +1. Stress reduction. You can put 2 dice on it to reduce 2 stress on infinite number of ships at infinite range. Healing aura, infinite number of ships at infinite range. Resupply. 2 stress dice. Whoa, 2 stress dice for that. Let me look up Sparrow here real quick. Sparrow upgrades. That should be somewhere in here. 28 and 29. Oh, okay, I see where they go. 2 upgrades equipped. To the Sparrow. Do we have no, we do not have enough overall money to do that. Violet is going down to 10. And since it is Violet, we're going no questions asked. Hull upgrade. All pilot ships starting hull is +1. Violet Ray's starting hull for the Gnosis was 2. It's now 3. That is a huge increase when you have no hull. Garden's was 8, is now 9. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good. And we are taking off into space. We're spending, nothing. We have all the pilots here. All the pilots here. Star next to it. Actually pull out the sheet so I can leave it here. Point the pencil at it. There is no question. I don't care that the guards were establishment. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is whoever that sniper is. They took out the medic, and that doesn't fly. I mean, it does because they went on a spaceship, but it doesn't fly in terms of what I consider acceptable. That automatically is going to be me following them. Like, that is, I'm assuming it's going to be a space combat coming up here, but we are going to fly. We are going to blast them out of the sky. I don't even care. I say this now. A week from now, who knows? I don't care right now if we can maybe capture them. I'm going to blast them out of the sky. If I can, we'll see what I say come up a week from today. But yeah, join me a week from today for more Stars of Akarios. I disagree. From my time with this game, with Tom Vassal's assessment, I like this planet exploration. Hitting that story point, I can see maybe, okay, there's a lot of other story points. There's probably stuff that's less interesting to follow, or just more random story points, and you're just going around until you find one that you like. But I like this one so far. I think that it works well. I think that it contributes to the story. The whole tavern thing and getting that mission there. Sure, it's a little bit weird. I don't know that we would know. No. I was going to say, I don't know that we know that the Ronin and kind of this group, Dr. Zane, are involved. I don't think we would realize who Dr. Zane is yet. Though, as players, we do know that. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with how this is going. I love the artwork. I love the exploration of this planet so far. Jarch has compelling story on it, which I think is what I'm looking for. And it works really well. So join me next time as we are headed back into space exploration in particular, looking for a certain spot, which, it sounds good to me. We're going to be coming out on this one here on number 14. Very bright. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I'm really excited to see what happens. I keep on being like, okay, how long do I want to play Stars of Akarios? And it keeps on sucking me in. The only thing that I am even considering with this game right now is that I am liking this so much. I want to share it with more people. And yes, I am sharing it with all of you. And I do appreciate all of you watching this, but having somebody else at the table, oh, this is just such a fun experience for me. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was a fun time for you. Hopefully this has been a fun experience for you. If it has, please consider giving the video a thumbs up, a like, and leave a comment. Let me know what you would do in this situation, or if there is the option of not blowing the guy out of the sky, should I take that? Do that in the comment section. Let me know. And big thing right now, Mondays, 8:30 p.m., and the goal will be 8:30 p.m. I am doing my top 100 games of all time, 2022 edition. So join me at 8:30 Central on Mondays. I started this past Monday. Check out 100 through 91. And 90 through 81 will be coming up this upcoming Monday. I don't have the day off the top of my head for you. But please join me then. Chat about the games. Which games sound most interesting? Which games do you like or maybe not like from my list? Because there's going to be a fair amount of change in my list. And if you want to see other stuff that I do, by see I mean read or listen to, you can check out nerdologists.com. The link is in the description below, as well as the 10-Minute Marvel podcast. It's your Marvel news in 10 minutes, though it might be changing to the 20-Minute Marvel coming up here soon. More on that, well, on the podcast. It doesn't really apply to you here if you're just here for board game stuff. So, as I always say, thank you so much for watching. And as I normally say, if I had anything left, I have a tiny, tiny sip. It's like 6 drops. Bottoms up.